Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This morning we are out at Rausch Creek Off-Road Park in Pennsylvania, and we are all lined up and just waiting for the trail guide to get up front, and we are going to be on our way. So stick around. Today is a green trail ride, and tomorrow is going to be a blue trail ride. Here comes our trail guide now. Retired Marine Corps. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what I was saying is tomorrow's gonna be a blue trail, and we're being guided by Off-Road Consulting. And then later on, I'm sure you'll see the video. It'll be up either before or after this one, where Dan from 4 Jeeps Deep. And speaking of Dan from 4 Jeeps Deep, there he is. He brought Clyde out. First time he said he's ever had Clyde out here, so it's gonna be a fun day. And tomorrow too. Tomorrow Nino's gonna be joining us, for anybody who remembers our Burning Rock videos from last year at the tail end of that hurricane when Nino was with us. He's gonna be joining us tomorrow. And I are going to, oh, someone forgot to go on 4 low. We're gonna do walk-arounds of our Jeeps. So stick around, we're gonna have fun. It's a beautiful day out here. It's supposed to be about 81 today, so we had a really big storm come through yesterday, which sucked driving through it, but it cleaned the dust off in Natasha, and it got the trails aren't going to be dusty, and it knocked the temperature down quite a bit, so I'm not going to complain about that. So we are off on our way, and I will come back when we have something a little bit more interesting. Stay tuned. Having a nice stroll through the woods. That's why I like coming out here and doing these guided rides with Off-Road Consulting, because you can turn off your brain, follow the Jeep in front of you, and just enjoy the day. You don't have to worry about navigating. If you get stuck, they'll help you get unstuck. If you have questions, they'll answer it. I mean, and their fees are very, very minimal. You pay more usually for the park fee than you do for their guiding fee. But I am not sponsored by them, but if you've seen my videos before, you know they're the only ones that I go out with, and it's for a reason. I don't trust my extremely expensive Jeep to just anybody to take me through the woods, so they've never let me down, and when I find something good, I stick with it. And this is Dan's first time with them, so I'm trying to show him the benefits of going this route as well, and hopefully he'll be impressed with them by the time the weekend's over too. As you can see, it's just beautiful out here, winding through the woods. And tomorrow will be a little bit more blood pressure raising, since we'll be on blues, but again, that's why I like to do it this way. You get to ease into it, if you will, especially if you only do it once or twice a year like me. And I'm not too proud to go on green trails. I don't care. I just want to get off-road and have fun and not worry. we're winding our way through the woods. Had a pretty nice path. We got some water, some mud, some rocks. Nothing too crazy, but fun. Just picking our lines and making our way through. That's what it's all about.
Just be careful. There are some rocks hidden in the grass, so just be aware that, you know, just look for them. You can see. Just make sure you're looking for them, okay?
One thing I really like about my new adjustable Fox shocks, when I used to come off of a big rock or a ledge, the body roll would just be insufferable, and it would make me slam into other things while it was rolling. Now it just kind of comes down off it, and that's it. It just stops. So pretty happy with that, and I don't get bruised shoulders from slamming my body into the frickin' B-pillar anymore. That's a good thing with gladiators. It can turn a simple trail into challenging just based on tightness of the trail and the longness of the gladiator. And yes, longness, that's a new technical term, in case you're wondering. Don't look it up, who has the time? Lots and lots of rain here lately, so there's a lot of puddles. Trying to avoid mud as much as possible. It's a tight little section here. Alright, now we're at a section, we're on trail 11.
Should we do this one at a time, or is it okay to give them a couple Jeep lines and then go up behind them?
Yeah, you can come right behind them if you want.
And there's a split in the road. Right side is like what do you call the bypass, and the left side they're calling moguls. So since we're anti-rock front and rear, I'm gonna give it a shot, see how she does.
One thing you have to watch is at the very top here, at the last mogul, there's a big rock that sticks out on the driver's side. Just have to be careful of that one.
Oh, I did this on a private ride one time. If you saw it was a short I did years ago when I had my 35s. It was so much more intimidating because I had a lot less trail time back then, but this is cool. I don't come here very often. I don't think I've been here since that day, actually. So.
Am I heading up towards you?
You can see how flexy it is. I'm sure it looks like a flat rail or a flat road, but I promise you it's not. If you can zoom in and look at that Rubicon in front of me, he's all tucked in and flexed out. Skid plate sliding. I got hung up last time. Are we having fun yet?
Oh yeah, awesome day.
I like that little obstacle. I did that a couple years ago. That was fun.
That is super fun. Yeah.
All right, so we just finished up our lunch break and now we're heading back out on the trail.
Okay, everybody, when we go across the street, just make sure you look both ways. Remember, you're in low range, so when you go, you're not going to go, you'll have torque, but you're not going to go fast.
We're gonna go on the other side of the park this afternoon. And now, as you can see, Dan is in front of me. So we get to record some of his Jeep activities now. Should be a fun afternoon. This afternoon, you said it's gonna be pretty much dirt roads, nothing like too crazy. I don't know how much I'm gonna record, but if anything looks good, we'll do it. But I want to make sure I get some so that I can have some footage for Dan for his Jeep. There's a fork in the road coming up here, and the guide said that if we want, we can go to the right.
Again, that's just it's a little bit rougher that way. So if you don't want to go that way, you can stay to the left like I did.
There you go. Explained it to you. So we're gonna see if we can get a little bit of flex action going on down here. See if we can get Dan's Jeep flexing a little bit. Pretty good day so far. It's tried to rain here and there, but the cloud cover is helping it stay cool. Humidity's not too bad.
Hey, Tom, you know what? Take the Lexus all the way to the left. This really got washed out down in here the way I came.
Copy that.
Hey, like way left. Not the way I came, but like up the hill there and then down that trail. This is really washed out down here.
That's the one thing you get when you get weather on an off-road trail. It changes every day between tires going down it and the weather. It's a constantly changing environment, which makes it
Which
fun.
way when we get to the bottom? Or do we go to the left?
Yeah, I'm go to the left. Yep, I'll meet you down here.
And that's another thing that I really love about off-road consulting. You can hear the talking back and forth. They're very good about.
You'll see me right to the right there. I just want to get a picture of you quick.
They're really good about communicating to where people feel comfortable, and their goal is to get everybody off the trail at the end of the day with no damage and no, nothing negative when at all possible. I mean, from time to time stuff happens, but they go out of their way to prevent anything they can that's in their control. It just makes for a much better experience. It's pretty fun. A little rocky going down the hill.
Hey, hold up right there. I'll catch up to his. I wanted to show them how washed out this is here.
This other part of the park, they have a whole lot of cornfields out here. Not sure how it comes across on camera, but makes for pretty cool riding trails. As long as no children are coming out of there with hatchets. Well, we're getting ready to go through what they call the pond. I remember going through this when Erin did her 101 class. It's pretty fun. Always makes for
When you
some
come through,
fun
just go
walks.
straight down towards my Jeep. We're just going to line them up down here then.
Always makes for some good pictures if you never have done it before. And then, you know, eventually you have to go home and clean up after all these great photo opportunities. But that's okay. It's all part of it. Highly doubt I'm going to do this without having to turn around, but we'll try. Nope, not even going to try it. Gotta get turned around in time to see Dan go through. There we go. Roll up my windows just in case. Dan just gave me some nice ruts there. It's all right, we'll get through it. There we go. No problem.
So as you're coming up through here, if you look to the left, you'll see a bunch of rocks and then a bunch of big rocks. So that is the Crucible. That's a red trail. I haven't done it with this one yet, but I did it with my JK. If you look in there, you see all the big the big rocks in that. It's pretty wild. Is anyone interested in stopping and going in and looking at it?
Yes. Yes.
You guys want to walk in? It's not that far in. You want to walk in and look at that red trail, see what a red trail looks like?
Sure. We got some nice little rocky section going on here. You can tell it's getting close to the end of the day because I'm at the back end of the group now, and I keep having people just start getting fatigued, and it's hard for them to keep up, and they get frustrated and they get slowed down. So everybody's just trying to take their time and pick their lines. This is not the time to get complacent because this is typically when damages start to happen. Patience starts wearing thin, the heat starts getting to people, and start thinking of your trip home instead of what's in front of you. So I've been guilty of that more than once. That's going to wrap it up for today. Day one of the Green Trails. Had an absolute blast, I must say. Off-Road Consulting, as always, did a phenomenal job taking care of everybody in the group. We had a big group today. It was about 18 vehicles. So everybody was able to drive off. No major issues whatsoever. And just got aired up. And Dan and I are going to get ready to head out of here and go get something to eat. And let's see what he thought of his first day. So Dan.
Cool. Great time.
Yeah?
Definitely recommend coming out with Off-Road Consultants.
Is this the first time you ever off-road with him?
Yes.
Okay, what'd you like about him?
I liked the way he explained everything, kept the group together, really took the time, especially the couple of people we had that this was their first time out, explaining how to use their vehicle, what they can expect, and really keeping an eye on them. It was just a nice group, just enough Jeeps, but yet not too many, so you could keep a nice pace but not get bogged down.
Are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yes, definitely. Can't wait to do it again.
So tomorrow we're going to do blue trails, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those videos. See you again soon.